So summer in the UK is well and truly over now. Dark skies. So I thought I'd try and bag 3 new countries. So I did consider Andorra, Liechtenstein and San Marino and hit them all in one go. A lot of travelling involved. But when I looked into it, they seemed all very boring. So it's a flight back to Sofia, a city I didn't particularly want to return to, but it provides a good enough base to hit 3 more countries. Serbia, Kosovo, a country that has produced the likes of both Dua Lipa and Rita Ora, and what is now known as North Macedonia. I fly out tomorrow. Email on the way here from BA to say possible flight delay due to air traffic control restrictions because of severe weather over the UK and Europe. Yeah, bloody annoying. Was expecting to reach my apartment about 10 o'clock this evening, but maybe closer to midnight now, if I'm lucky. Landed 25 minutes late. Making up time now at rapid speed. I did it by 20 past 10. Ooh. It'll do for 3 nights. Right, let's get something to eat and drink. So this is it. No time to lose. First full day and already off to a neighbouring country. Off today to Serbia. Should be here any minute now. And here we are in Serbia. Just about to visit the great villa. It was built by Constantine the Great back in about the 4th century. Under renovation at the moment. Let's go and take a look. God, how many countries in Europe have I been to and seen this sort of thing? Nearly every one. And this is what the grand banquet room would have looked like. Pretty much.
2nd and 4th century.
So when the Serbs and Bulgarians rebelled against the Ottoman Empire, the victorious Turks kept the bodies, decapitated them, and built a tower out of their skulls, just to remind people what would happen if they dared rebel again. A bit like being back in Portugal, in Ossory, I suppose.
Skull, which is separate, is believed to be the skull of Seven Sins. If you don't trust the story which I told you earlier, it's written at the back. And then also a story about the French traveler and writer Macedonia.
The Second World War, Nazi concentration camp. Well, this is a cheery old day trip. This is the sleeping quarters for some of the inmates here in Nis in Serbia. There were a couple of escape attempts, but the Nazis recaptured most and executed between 10 and 12,000 as punishment. Ooh. It must have been hot up here. God, it's warm today. Imagine being kept in here in the height of a Serbian summer. This is where a lot of the executions took place, up against this wall did ask our tour guide if Serbs felt any degree of schizophrenia when they visit this sort of place, this memorial. Bearing in mind what some of their leaders did 3 decades ago, behaving in exactly the same way and becoming war criminals themselves. But he sort of glossed over the issue very quickly. This is the massive fortress here at Nis, which is Serbia's 3rd largest city. It dates back to Ottoman times. Nice little river running through the centre of the city. Yeah, the river Nisava. And back after a pretty tiring day spent in Serbia. Pretty nondescript really, but at least I can say I've been to Serbia now. Whew! And the sun is shortly to go down. Tomorrow a free day of a bit more relaxation here in Sofia. Ah, that's a sight for sore eyes. That is so good to see. Honestly. 3 years ago I was here and the monument to the Soviet army was accessible, but due to numerous protests the whole thing now is fenced off and it's in the process of being dismantled. Yeah, the youth counterculture protests involved painting over the statues. You can still see remnants of the paint that was used on the last occasion. But now this monument to the guys that are these days killing innocent women and children in Ukraine is going. It's being dismantled and moved on. Yeah, just taking a trip to the outskirts of Sofia now. On this another sunny, warm day. 27 degrees they're predicting. And might just be able to find another abandoned building. Not sure if I'll be able to get in there on this occasion. Somewhere I've got to find a way of crossing this railway line. Should be a crossing here somewhere. Ah, that should be the bathhouse. The old bathhouse that's now abandoned. That should be it. It's going to be tricky, I think. Yeah. Ooh. Very tricky. I don't think anyone's been in here this way for quite a while. There must be some way, and I think people do manage to get in somehow. Let's have a look on the other side. It's taken me 10 minutes to fight my way through brambles to get to this section of the building, but I still can't see any way in, which is a bloody nuisance. Been all the way around it now. I think the only access point, if you brought your own step ladder, would be that open window up there. I do like a nice old abandoned building, but I think on this occasion I'm going to have to be defeated. Yeah, the Gorna Banja abandoned bathhouse, built in 1922 and then went into decline from the 1960s onwards as public bathing became less fashionable, and was then left completely unfunded after the collapse of the communist regime in the 90s. The public fountain outside uses the same healing water source to this day. and is still extremely popular with the locals in this part of Sofia. Look at this. That's where they all come. Look at this. Fill up their canisters. Amazing. Couple of open windows on the upper story, but this is very exposed, this side of the building, to public view, and I don't think that tree is going to be much use to me. No, gonna have to call it a day, I think. Bugger. Well, that was quite a relaxing day in the sun. It'll all change tomorrow though, when I have to be at the bus station half a mile away to catch a 7 o'clock bus for my 3-night stay in Skopje, capital of North Macedonia. Well, that was quite a pleasant journey. 5 hours went past in no time. Here we are in Skopje, North Macedonia. Phew. And here we are, second apartment of the trip. This one's in Skopje, Skopje, however you pronounce it. Oh, TV in the bedroom as well. Nice little balcony. Balcony with a lovely view. There's the train station just across the road. It is bloody hot. I reckon it's going to be about 30 odd degrees today. Right, let's unpack. Whew. Well, I didn't find my way into an abandoned bathhouse yesterday in Sofia. I stumbled across this abandoned boat on my first day here in Skopje. Skopje, whatever. It's kind of weird. One thing I've noticed already in the few hours I've been here is that they do love their statues in this city. I mean, look at that bridge. How many statues are on there? A couple of dozen on one bridge. 32 degrees at the moment, and it's going to be the same tomorrow and the day after. Just starting to cool down. Another country today, Kosovo, on another scorching hot day. This apartment looks easy on the eye, but the safe is inoperable. And while the maintenance guy was trying to fix the TV, which isn't working here yesterday, and I was cooking my tea at the same time, the oven wouldn't turn off. So they've now got to come back today while I'm out and try and fix the oven as well. This is beautiful Kosovo. Just stopped off for a pit stop on our way to Prizren. It really is beautiful up here. Altitude about 1500 meters.
By the way, you can see the best view of Prizren from here. This is like the usual postcards.
the picture from the tour when you see it. So you can make nice photos from here.
Beautiful old mosque here in Prizren, with a whopping great modern air conditioning unit stuck in the window.
Had it like, I give you something, you give me something, you know, that kind of, you know, support and deal. But in Baghdad they didn't accept it, this gift. Probably it was too much brutal for them, or I'm not sure what was the deal. No one actually knows.
What a fantastic library.
I don't remember. So he
Brutalist architecture. Very striking. Mother Teresa Cathedral, here in Pristina, capital of Kosovo. Just about to go up to the bell tower to take a look around. It's National Independence Day here today in Skopje, my last full day here, so everything's likely to be closed. Was a bit of light relief yesterday morning as I was getting ready to go on my day trip to Kosovo. Quite funny actually. So I'd had issues with the safe and the TV, and then the oven wouldn't stop after having been turned off. And so I had to call somebody from the office around the corner to come sort it out. And he arrived and he couldn't really sort anything out. I said, come back the next day, I'm out all day in Kosovo. Anyway, putting my shoes on, my trainers, to get ready to go out yesterday morning, 8 o'clock, something like that. And look at the colour of them, purple. I'm thinking, what the hell has happened to my trainers? They should be black. The only thing I could think of was that the guy had taken his trainers off to come into the apartment, and when he left, put mine on by mistake, left me his. So I checked, and they were size 11, so I thought, sod it. The office isn't open till 10, I can't make any inquiries until then, but I'm going to be on my way to Kosovo by then. So I sent him a WhatsApp, basically saying what I thought had happened, and could somebody bring my trainers back so that I have them for the rest of my stay. Anyway, I put them on and moved into the other room, and looked down on the floor at my trainers. They'd gone black again. Returned to black. So lo and behold, they were actually my trainers after all. So then went back into the other room and realised the source of the confusion. It's the colour of the curtains and the strength of the sunlight first thing in the morning. They'd turned my trainers purple. So I entered into a lengthy WhatsApp apology, explaining my confusion and the circumstances surrounding it. And yeah, what a silly boy. Purple. Put that on top of what I did on the first day after I'd just checked in. I asked one of the guys in the office, did they know that one of their handymen workmen had left some step ladders in the bathroom? I thought, blimey, looks a bit odd. But they explained that they were in fact not step ladders, but towel rail. Apparently. Maybe I should have known that, being a seasoned traveller. I hadn't noticed the towels. They were lying on the bed, so put them in place and started using it as a towel rail. So yeah, I bet they think there's a right plonker here in apartment 17, and they will probably be right. Yeah, back in Skopje for the day, Skopje, whatever. As I said the other day, they do like their statues here. Good, bad, happy or sad. I think this is the Bridge of Art, it's called. The Bridge of Art. Art, I think you'll find, means statues. Obviously a lot of very important people. But hey, it's art. Art, art, art. More art. You might be mistaken for thinking this was the Bridge of Art again. But it's not. It's the Bridge of Civilizations. Or Bridge of Art 2, as I would call it. And this is the old stone bridge, which dates back to the 15th century. That's when it was completed. He looks very cocksure, confident, doesn't he? Yeah, this old stone bridge has got a nice feel to it. It feels really solid, nice and smooth. That leads directly to the main square here called Macedonia Square. Great concentration of bridges along this stretch of the Vardar River. Now that one, I believe, is a statue of Alexander the Great. It's huge. I mean, it's not known as Alexander the Great statue, it's not called that. Its official title is the Great Warrior. And there's a bit of political correctness going on here in Skopje. It's in deference to the Greeks, who also have a claim to Alexander the Great as being one of their own. So it's called the Great Warrior, even though everyone knows it's Alexander the flipping Great. It's an enormous statue. It really is. It's very flipping impressive. I just love North Macedonia's flag. It's got to be one of my all-time favourites. Very stern-looking geezer. So this is the memorial house to this lady who was born in Skopje. Yeah, good old Mother Teresa. And this house is built in her memory. What she would have made of spending 2 million euros on it when all her life she preached poverty. Still. Mother Teresa house. There's some of her compatriots. Although in fact, Mother Teresa is of Albanian ethnicity, I believe. But yeah, she's born here in Skopje, Skopje, whatever. Now this really is a attractive looking building. Would have been very nice if it had ever been completed. The Church of St. Constantine and Helena, one of the most controversial buildings in the history of this country. Brainchild of his former Prime Minister, who got done for corruption and is in exile. They had to move the whole building from its original intended place in Macedonia Square because of street protests. And it was plonked here eventually, but never completed. They ran out of money, and it's been left in this state for, well over a decade now. But it would have been a fine looking building. What a shame. Yeah, there were riots on the streets about this place. One religious group protesting, fighting against the amount of money being spent on it. Another group protesting against where it was originally placed. This is where it ended up, and it's been sectioned off to the public at least a decade, left completely abandoned and unfinished. The Church of Saints Constantine and Helena. Almost. And no, I'm not even going to attempt to get inside it. Right next door to Mother T's. Whew, nice bit of shade through here. They look like a gay old bunch. I haven't seen too much national rejoicing anywhere, being National Independence Day. Let's head back to the square, cross the bridge, and go and see the old bazaar part of town, see if there's anything going on over there. Everything seems to be operating as normal. Places are open to eat. Even the mall across the road from where I'm staying is open till 8 this evening. I was expecting everything to be closed, but yeah, it just seems like a normal working day. Right, back over the old stone bridge. And here we have another square. Not quite as impressive, although there's a great big tall geyser over there. Get yourself in the fountain, cool down a bit. It's only there. Yeah, is there such a thing as an authentic old bazaar these days? In these days of globalization? Let's go and see if there's any fridge magnets to buy. Yeah, which way? Let's carry straight on. It's like an interesting place. There's nobody in there. Well, it seems to be the most brightly decorated places that are the most empty. Yeah, nearly every shop is a jewellery shop, one after another. Not a statue in sight though, not in the old bazaar. Right, let's see if I can go and find the fortress. See if that's of any interest. That looks suspiciously like it could be the fortress. Let's see if I can find a way in. That doesn't look like a way in. No, definitely not. And we're in. A little bit cooler up here. Bit of an elevation. A nice panoramic view of Skopje, Skopje city. This is about as high up as it gets in the fortress. That's where I was earlier, having come from over in that direction. The alleyways of the old bazaar. Right, let's clamber back down from this viewing platform. Down. Whew. Another scorching hot day. And off we go again. This time back to Sofia. Halfway there. And that's it. Arrived safely back in Sofia in a fairly comfortable minibus type effort. Yeah, both the journeys between Bulgaria and North Macedonia were booked through Flixbus, but they seem to subcontract these type of journeys to local firms. She's still there, good old Sofia. So, just checked into hotel in Sofia for a one-night stay. Nice little terrace in the baking hot sun. Yeah, best room in the house, the guy on the front desk called it, because of the terrace. Could be right. Just hope it's quiet. Best night's sleep in a week. Thank God for that. And I do so love a personalised monogrammed pillowcase. So, just relaxing a bit today, final day. It's nice just to chill while I'm waiting for my flight. After at one stage doing 4 countries in 4 days. Yeah, I remember the benches in this park from a few years ago when I was here. They're not actually fixed, so anyone wandering through can just move them at will to whatever position they want to, which is a good idea.
Binnenpost met Balkan. Sofia Airport.